Do you really know who's in control of your life? Because if you're like most people, the answer is probably no. Studies show that 9 out of 10 people live unfulfilled lives because they let others dictate their path. So here's the deal. What is secretly influencing your decisions? Is it your boss, your mom, your dad, a teacher, or is it that voice in your head telling you to play it safe? And seriously, is something holding you back from being the rock star you're meant to be? Probably yes. But hey, no judgment. We've all been stuck in this weird loop of living life for everyone else. So, how do you finally take back control and stop being, well, a puppet? Stick around because I'm going to walk you through how to cut the strings, and you won't even need scissors. Let's figure this out together and get you back in the driver's seat of your life. So let me ask you, do you know who's really pulling your strings? Because here's the hard truth. 9 out of 10 people are living unfulfilled lives, letting someone else decide their next move. It really is like being a puppet, controlled by everyone else's expectations while you're just going through the motions. Is that how you want to live? Or do you want to finally cut those strings and take back control? Picture this. You wake up, and before you even get out of bed, you're already thinking about what other people need from you. Your boss wants this, your partner expects that, your kids need this, your mom, she needs that. Well, your mom, she has opinions on everything. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. You think you're in control, but are you? Every day, most of your choices are influenced by others. Society, family, fear of judgment, they're all tugging at you from all directions. And it adds up. It really is like you're a puppet reacting to everyone else's pull without ever asking yourself, what do I want? The research is clear. Most people let these invisible strings dictate their lives, leaving them unfulfilled. First step, recognize the strings. First things first, you've got to acknowledge who and what is pulling your strings. This can be really tough because sometimes we don't even realize it's happening. Think about this. Are you doing things because you want to or because someone else expects it? Every time you make a decision, ask yourself, whose choice is this really? Step 2, cut the strings of expectation. And here's where it gets real. You got to cut those strings, the ones made of expectations, opinions, pressures from yourself and from others. Think of them like invisible threads keeping you tied down. The next time you feel pulled in a direction that doesn't feel right, take a pause. You're allowed to say no. You're allowed to decide something different. In fact, you need to. Start small. Say no to the plans you don't want, or say no to the opinions you never asked for. Step 3, reclaim one area of your life. You don't have to untangle. It's impossible to untangle everything at once. Start with just one part of your life. Maybe it's your mornings. Maybe it's your career, or how you spend your free time, or your relationships. Pick one area where you can make decisions without letting others pull the strings. You want to spend your Saturday? How? How do you want to spend your Saturday? What does that look like? What does a perfect Saturday include? Schedule it into your calendar. Follow through. Don't let anything get in the way. Do it. This is how you start cutting those strings, one decision at a time. Step 4, set strong boundaries now. Let's talk about boundaries. Think of them as scissors for cutting through the bullshit. People will keep pulling on your strings if you let them. But when you set boundaries, you're drawing a line in the sand and you're saying, this is mine. This is my life. This is what I want to create. Boundaries are how you stop letting other people control your life. And it's time to stop feeling guilty for putting yourself first. Learn to say no without explaining yourself. And be prepared for some resistance. Step 5, tune into your own voice. Here's the thing, you've been listening to everyone else's voice for so long, you probably forgot what your own voice sounds like. And it's time to change that. Start tuning into what you actually want, need, believe, that inner voice. It's there. You just need to quiet the noise long enough to hear it. It's like cutting the final string that's been holding you back. Step 6, rewrite your story. Finally, you need to rewrite the story, your story. Up until now, you may have been playing a part that someone else scripted, but this is your life, and you get to be the one holding the pen. Like, imagine your perfect life. Write it down. Take actions to get there. What do you want? Why do you want it? Where are you headed? What actions are you going to take to get there? Be real with where you are right now. Be completely honest with your health, your finances, work, your relationships, your family, happiness, and all the areas of your life. And if you want to change, then get uncomfortable and make it happen. Cut the strings and start living on your terms. What does success look like for you? Not for society, not for your family, for you. What does happiness feel like when it's not filtered through someone else's lens? At the end of the day, you are the only one who should be in control of your life. But it starts with cutting the strings of other people's expectations, reclaiming your decisions, and living for yourself, not as a puppet, but as the one who's holding the strings. So here's the question again. Do you know who's really in control of your life? If you're ready to stop letting others pull your strings and finally start living on your own terms, stick around. We're cutting through the noise, one decision at a time. Your life is waiting for you to take control. The first string you cut could be the start of something incredible. What's it going to be? And now that you're ready to cut those strings and take back control, maybe you want to check out my video on who really takes the biggest hit when divorce gets ugly. But for today, decide on one action that you're going to take. Set one small boundary. Say no to something that you don't want to do. It gets uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. But if you want this life that you dream about, then you need to start taking actions towards that. Sending love.